Hello there, you're watching Bizworld. The Employees Provident Fund, EPF, recorded a total gross income of 48.02 billion ringgit for 9 months ended 30th September 2021, an increase of 7.7% compared to the same period in 2020. Its CEO, Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan, said the third quarter of 2021 was volatile for equities in both the domestic and emerging markets, largely caused by concerns surrounding rising inflation and interest rates. On the other hand, the continued recovery of equities in the developed economies amidst the heightened volatility has provided the opportunity to capitalize additional gains. He added equities continued to be its main income contributor, accounting for 54% of total gross investment income at 7.5 billion ringgit. As at September 2021, EPF investment assets stood at 988.55 billion ringgit, of which 36% was invested in overseas investments. The Malaysian economy is expected to experience a much faster recovery pace this year, with GDP growth at 6.2% from 3.5% in 2021. Standard Chartered Bank Malaysia also expects ringgit to appreciate to 4.15 against the greenback in the second half of the year, driven by commodity prices.
For 2022, certainly I think the Omicron is in focus now. Now the floods, probably we have a bit of reinvestment coming from that going into 2022. And actually because of the December heat, assuming we don't see a recurring of the flood again this December 2022, it actually adds a bit to 2022 growth.
In terms of our projections, we are looking at a current account surplus of 3.2% of GDP, which is quite high. So essentially it's a commodity-driven improvement in the trade balance and current account balance, which lends a huge amount of support for the ringgit.
Approach. Now, having said it doesn't look like...
It's also been the beneficiary of FDI inflows that have really picked up over the past year that lends support to the ringgit. However, the increased appetite for foreign currency assets amongst Malaysians offsets this positivity on the ringgit. The pickup in demand for foreign currency deposits and foreign equities is also experienced in other countries across Asia. In other news, HSBC has also revised upwards Malaysia's 2022 GDP growth forecast to 5.6% from 5.4% previously. The bank said a key driver behind the growth forecast revolves around increased consumption via economic reopening.
An improvement, a story of turnaround. We are seeing that as vaccination rates have actually improved significantly, there are early indication that consumer and business sentiments are starting to turn in Indonesia, in Malaysia, and I think that's a positive.
He also believes many companies would resume their expansion activities this year, including to invest and grow their operations, especially with the huge long-term prospects for Southeast Asia. He also expects the inflationary pressure to be a little bit lower this year at around 2.1%. It would lead to Bank Negara being very gradual in its tightening monetary stance in the second half of the year.
Polis sedang mengesan kumpulan yang terlibat dalam pergaduhan berhampiran stesen monorail Bukit Bintang di Kuala Lumpur. Kes kemuka dokumen palsu untuk memperolehi tender pembersihan. 15 individu direman. Buletin TV9 jam 7 malam ini.
Petronas has signed a joint study and collaboration agreement with Sarawak Shell to explore opportunities and project collaborations in carbon capture and storage. This was to help provide carbon dioxide storage solutions in Malaysia and the region. Under the joint study, the two companies will perform an integrated area development plan study to support the decarbonisation ambitions of both parties within selected locations offshore Sarawak. In a statement, Petronas said the scope of the agreement included exploring the provision of decarbonisation service to Shell's local and cross-border facilities, as well as to other potential regional customers. The company would also continue this trajectory to unlock opportunities which could potentially help reduce emissions and achieve Petronas's net zero carbon emissions aspirations. That's all for Bizworld today. I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for investing your time with us.